Yeah, I think, well, besides the Russell stuff and the Hamilton, I think the entire podcast is like a let's criticize Ferrari podcast.
I guess it's a fun topic to just uh to pick on Ferrari because they're so up their own ass sometimes. I mean, like it's a great team. You know, it has a lot of history and it's really truly an icon of the sport. Like they're like a symbol of Formula One because it's like pretty much the most notable place that they're racing, and everybody just knows that they're a beautiful red car. You know, everybody knows
yep,
that.
yep.
So it's like I don't know. I think that their own reputations got into their head to the point like that these type of things happen.
Yeah,
Uh,
so we can talk a little bit about like that the Ferrari sort of reputation that they have. Like obviously Ferrari is like the most famous team in Formula One, and like some people say that without Ferrari there is no Formula One.
yeah.
That's actually why even like when the regulations are going to change and it doesn't favor them, they
Mhm.
threaten to leave the sport because they feel like their team is bigger than their sport.
Yeah.
Uh, so so they have a lot of leverage, a lot of power over Formula One, and I am glad to see that that's slowly
Mhm.
not being the case anymore. But they still have a lot of power and a lot of influence.
Yeah.
Ferrari and in Italy, people are very proud of their team. In
Yeah.
Italy, they love Ferrari. Like there are the tifosi,
Yeah. The
the
Tifosi.
Ferrari fans,
Really
just
devoted fans.
really devoted fans. People all over the world. Like I'm a Ferrari fan, even though
Hmm.
like I grew up like and Ferrari was the number one enemy.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like I hate Ferrari, but I want my favorite driver to be there.
To be in Ferrari. Yeah. It's like because it was. I mean, it's an awesome car. I mean, it's an awesome symbol, and it's a great. I don't know. They build a good reputation around it, like legitimately good. Um, so yeah, I think that sort of I don't know gets into their heads,
Yeah,
and
that
they
reputation gets to them because they feel like the team is bigger than anything else. Like they think the team is bigger than Formula One itself. And
yeah
that's a bad thing. Like I think they've also changed the philosophy because before Ferrari only used to hire Italians. They wouldn't hire anybody outside from Italy. Like if
yeah
you're not Italian, you cannot be in Ferrari. I think it was like I understand that you're really proud of your Italian heritage, but you gotta know that like
like
the 10th or the 20th smartest person in Italy is not gonna be the 20th smartest person in the world.
exactly,
uh
yeah, like I mean you could have 20 like really smart people, or you could have like some of the smartest minds of like anywhere in Europe pretty much. I
yeah,
mean like you will find like geniuses that like will literally work for Ferrari because for one they can pay well, and for two because they actually love the company, like because
yep,
they love that. And
so go ahead.
but in my and you said, yeah, you said like they chosen to hire from literally one region only,
Yeah, I
and
think
like
that's no longer the
that's very
case
frustrating.
anymore.
Yeah, it's no longer the case.
But I think it has it still is a bonus. Like
Mhm.
when like if there was like a LinkedIn job offer for Ferrari, it's like engineer, you need to have this many years of experience, etc.
Mhm.
And then at the end, it's like bonus if you're Italian.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure that that's like how it reads. So with that reputation, it is also well known that the media in Italy is really harsh to anybody that thinks that Ferrari is not doing well. If you,
Hmm. Wow.
if anybody says anything bad about Ferrari, the Italian media will chastise you. You have to love the team no matter what. I think there's a very famous one, but I don't know who it is from. I don't know if it was Alonso um, or other drivers that have been at Ferrari that like talked poorly about the team, saying like, "Oh, my team made a mistake," and the media just went on them, like, "Oh, like they are criticizing Ferrari." I think also it happened to Vettel I think there's a couple of articles, if you want to look them up, where Vettel says like the Italian media will crucify you. Like you're not allowed to say anything bad. So and
Wow.
if you do well, they love you. If you make a mistake, they will forever like put it on the newspapers, on the news, social media. They will rip you a new one in all of Italy. But like, and then you're like, oh, you can just ignore it. But Ferrari doesn't let you ignore it because they're Italian. They put like even that pressure. They put that pressure to be like, look what they're saying about you. This is your fault. You shouldn't make this mistake. And like they put it on your face so much that you stop worrying about racing. You stop worrying about what matters. You start worrying about what the Italians are saying, and you're no longer a driver at that point. You should be like, what the fuck do I care about what Italy says about this? I'm trying to win a world championship.
Yeah.
And why do you care what the Italy says? Aren't you trying to do the same thing? And for some reason they cannot like separate that. I don't know if it was like the same when Schumacher was there, or if the Schumacher era built them
Probably started
like
that,
like it started that because Schumacher like made them think that Ferrari was unbeatable, and therefore like now Italy like really holds Ferrari like up in a pedestal, or any driver that drives for Ferrari needs to they don't like, the driver is not in a pedestal, they need to worship, like Ferrari needs to be in the pedestal, and you as a driver need to worship that.
and they've really messed it up. I mean, they were winning reliably, like I think on the 80s, on the 90s, and on the 2000s. I think that they were like winning championships on a regular basis. At least they were always contending for it. Mm-hmm. But I think the last one was Kimi in 2008, right? That was the last time.
2007.
2007. That was the last time that Ferrari won a championship. It's been nearly 15 years. That's like almost like well, it's not almost, it's like a decade and a half when they were like reliably winning like on throughout all of these years. I think that should say something to the team. That should be like we fundamentally started doing something wrong, and maybe we're fundamentally doing something wrong now. I think they need to I think there's things that legitimately need to change, because
I mean, obviously I don't know why they started the whole like full Italian thing, because John Todd and Ross Brawn, they're not Italian.
Yeah.
Like when they were there during the Schumacher era, those guys were not Italian. At least as far as I know, John Todd is not Italian.
Doesn't sound, the names don't sound Italian, but I don't know.
John Todd. No, he's French. So John Todd is French, and Ross Brown, is he German? British. He's British.
That sounds like British, yeah.
So for whatever reason, they decided, oh, we're gonna do it like a full Italian team. And like, I understand that like you have like generations, like you had the Schumacher generation and all of those people. And after a while, if you won 5 championships in a row, and you're still competing, and you're like, okay, I dedicated the past 5, 7, 8, maybe 10 years to this team, because Schumacher, I think, moved there on 95. So like if you've been from there from 95 all the way till 2005 after Schumacher's winning, you're like, I've been here 10 years of my life. Maybe it's time to like think of doing something else. I've been with the most successful team in history at that point, and maybe I'm going to retire. So people start losing interest, and maybe there's no more passion of working for the sport because you can't have achieved it all. So people just move on. But you have to like, it has to be a cycle, and same happens with Mercedes. Like I know that Mercedes keep winning over the past 10 years, and they're like just been really good. Yeah. But at some point, Toto Wolff is also gonna leave,
or he retire,
and somebody else has to be there. And just because they're Mercedes doesn't mean that they're always gonna be there. It's the people that make the team.
I mean, and Toto is so Well, he's still pretty young, but he's also really just like good. Like, I mean, that was an incredible decision. I don't know when he joined the team or when he became the lead of the team for the Mercedes, but I mean, like he's a great business guy or and a great like strategist as well. I mean, like he's done with the team like wonders. He literally won the championship or like really helped win the championship in Hamilton. They gave him like a really fast, reliable car, and they really like you know they try to like comprehend him and be like, you're the best driver, we'll build a car for you and we'll give you all the support that you need. Tell us how you want to drive, tell us how you like to talk to the engineers and everything, and then we'll customize this fucking thing for you. And Verstappen, they did the same thing with Verstappen. That's how
Yep.
you that in essence is like the ultimate game of Formula One. Like that is how you win the game. You win the game by understanding like that there's like different components. And at a point, you gotta choose a good driver, a driver that can fucking win these things because it requires skill. And then you build a car around the guy. And Leclerc was in Alfa Romeo back in the day, and the man was fucking putting like Q3 qualifyings on the fucking rain in Brazil. I mean, like he got to Q3 on Alfa Romeo in the rain, like when he was the only one driving in the rain on the last
Yeah.
lap.
Yep.
I mean, unbelievable talent that they got. Just fucking trust the guy. Build a fucking car around him and give him good strategies. It's not that hard. I mean,
Yep.
it literally, it's not that hard. Just you make so much money. Buy new fucking engineers from or like new strategists from like and some European countries. Get the brightest minds
Yep.
around.
Yeah,
Strategists.
and it works like that for every single sport, you know, like
Mhm.
if you want to put it on like American football and you want to look at the Patriots when they had Tom Brady, who was the running back for the Patriots? Dude, there was no running back for the Patriots. There were like 5 wide receivers. You had
Right.
the first one, the best wide receivers. I know you had what's his name, Alex Hernandez, was the like the
Yeah,
tight end.
Hernandez, Amendola, and
You
then
got Gronkowski
Gronkowski.
at some
Yeah,
point they had Randy Moss.
yeah.
Like they were getting. I think they had
Johnson.
Ocho Cinco at some point, or
Ocho Cinco was in there, I think too. Yeah.
so like they just build like we just gotta give Tom Brady targets.
The
And
fastest guys we can
yeah, the
have.
fastest guys, the people that just know how to catch a ball no matter where he's gonna place it, he's gonna put it in your hands. So
Yeah.
like we just need to give him targets, and they build a team around Tom Brady, and they are the most successful fucking American football team of all time. The guys are so fucking good, and Tom
Exactly
Brady
right.
is the best American football player in history. If you look at like the NBA with Michael Jordan, the team is built around Michael Jordan. Like you have a Scottie Pippen, which just does everything for Jordan, just assist him the whole time. And then eventually they need a defender because Michael was also like the best defender, and they get him Dennis Rodman.
Dennis
Uh,
Rodman did.
and then Rodman is also very aggressive because the Bulls used to be like a little, I guess physically they were in like fighters, like some of the other teams were just like bullies.
Yeah.
And Rodman didn't give a shit about that. Rodman was the bully. So they bring Rodman so he can defend Michael and Pippen and everybody. And they build a team around Michael Jordan so they can take him to the championship.
And the man fucking delivered. I mean,
Yes.
like that's what happens when you trust a good athlete. When you see like raw talent and you're like, yes, I want to exploit that for my team. You know, like
Yes.
I wanna make you succeed. That's the fucking game. That's
Yeah.
the fucking game.
If you want to do it for like a European sport, like you have Barcelona when they bring Messi, and they brought Messi to Barcelona. And at the time, they brought a couple of people, like they had Iniesta, Suarez, Neymar. Before Neymar, I think Ronaldinho was there for a while.
Mhm.
And there was a point where like the team was really good. But then Ronaldinho, which at the time was like considered one, if not the best player in the world,
He was great.
like
Yeah.
he was partying all the time. And
Mhm.
like he's like a partying guy. And then they thought like we have Messi, who is like the up and coming talent that nobody knows about, and this guy is gonna be like the next Ronaldinho, if not better.
Yeah.
They fucking traded Ronaldinho away to Milan. They were like, we're not gonna, and they left Ronaldinho. They brought Neymar. They brought Suarez. They brought Iniesta. They brought I forget the last name, the most important one. anyway, they bring him and they build a team around Messi, and they build. There's like if you look it up on YouTube, if you don't know about soccer, they created a way of playing soccer called tiki taka, which is like if you play tiki taka soccer, it's like it's the most beautiful soccer you've ever seen, which is all about slowly controlling the ball. It's like never letting the opponent take the ball for any reason at all, and then just pass it constantly. Just pass the ball, make them run around, and they practice that every single day. And that was what they did. And they built a team around Messi because Messi knew how to do that. And they became like Barcelona, like what you know them for.
And Messi became a legend because of it. You know, like it was like a mutual thing. It's like what, when you see like that, like superstar level, you gotta know. I think I was thinking of a different movie, of a good movie to think about this, about what is happening for is Moneyball. That is baseball instead, but it's kind of like the same concept where like you see how the difference like good management on a team actually has on the team. Like you build the team strategically so that like you understand the game, you understand how to win, how to achieve victories, and all of them needs to come from like a management sort of level. You need to understand what game you're playing, and it just seems like Ferrari haven't understood that approach about bringing it back to Formula One. It's just like it doesn't seem like they comprehend what the game that they are is like that they're playing is. Take Leclerc, just give him everything. Just build a car around him. I mean, what are we doing? Like literally just build a car around him and don't put him out to dry like this. Don't like put him in shitty strategies. I mean, like support the guy, give him some assistance, and then buy better or get better strategies, honestly. For next year, if this problem continues, I'm gonna say it's a forever problem for Ferrari.
Oh, people are saying that Binotto is not gonna be there by the time the summer break is over. I don't think that's true. I think Binotto will end the year with Ferrari, and he might be there next year too.
Yeah,
but dude, the guy is just messing up really hard, and like maybe it's not him, but dude, if you are the team principal, and this happens every weekend. And then you are saying that there's no mistakes being made in each press conference, then it's on you. Whatever is happening in that team, it's on you, dude. Like
exactly. You got to be honest, essentially, with yourself. That like, no, we're actually doing things wrong, and that there's a lot that needs to be changed. And that you're trying to find like a way to do it. I mean, maybe he doesn't want to admit that in front of the media, but I don't know. The guy is also not giving me vibes that's really like. That like I see that like he understands. He kind of sounds like he believes what he's saying, not like he's like
like he just wants to. He doesn't want to look bad, and I feel like he thinks if he accepts it that he looks bad, and probably it has to do with what we said about maybe the Italian media will also destroy him if he says anything that like they made a mistake. So maybe he's just in like a very tough spot, but dude, somebody's got to be the villain, and if you want to win the championship, it's got to be you. Like Toto is probably happy being the villain as long as Hamilton wins all the championships in the world. Like
exactly,
right. History will tell like if you were really the villain or not. Horner, I thought Horner has been a villain for me forever.
Yeah, I fucking hate that guy.
Dude, I don't like Christian Horner at all. But I gotta respect what the team that he built for Max Verstappen.
Yeah, so he's a good guy. Like he's been really good for Red Bull. Nothing but like great for Red Bull.
Yes. So yeah, like history will tell if you are like a villain or not. And like I hate Horner, but I'm like the guy is really good. Like
you know what? I feel kind of like that about Toto. You know, when Mercedes is winning and stuff, and then you see a race. And like you kind of like, okay, Mercedes have won a little too much. I want to see somebody else. And then like somebody else wins, and you see like Toto just like lose it and get all angry. That's pretty satisfying too. He's like like fuck you, Toto. Like that's take it. Like it feels good to criticize the guy too. But like the guy always shows up. He delivers. He delivers at the end of the day. Like he gets angry, and it's a good thing that he gets angry because then things change, things improve. So I don't know. I guess that's pretty much it about the Ferrari thing.